Imagine a world where resources are unlimited, a world where there is no scarcity of food, water, energy, or any other resource. What would such a world look like? What would be the implications for human society? At first glance, the idea of unlimited resources seems like a utopian dream. But if we dig deeper, we find that such a world would have both positive and negative consequences. End of scarcity. With unlimited resources, the problem of scarcity would be solved. People would have access to all the food, water, and energy they need, and there would be no need to compete for resources. This would create a more egalitarian society where everyone has equal access to resources. End of conflict. Resource scarcity is often a cause of conflict between nations and individuals. If resources were unlimited, this source of conflict would be eliminated. Wars over resources would become a thing of the past, and nations would be able to focus on other issues. Innovation and creativity. With unlimited resources, human creativity and innovation could soar to new heights. The need to find innovative solutions to resource scarcity would no longer exist, freeing up resources for other pursuits. This could lead to breakthroughs in science, medicine, technology, and the arts. Environmental impact. Unlimited resources could also have a significant impact on the environment. Without the need to conserve resources, people may be more wasteful, leading to increased pollution and environmental degradation. However, with unlimited resources, it may also be possible to develop sustainable technologies and practices that have a positive impact on the environment. Economic implications. Unlimited resources could fundamentally change the economic system. The traditional models of supply and demand would no longer apply, as there would be no scarcity to drive prices. It's unclear how the market would function in a world with unlimited resources, and it's possible that new economic models would emerge. Population growth. With unlimited resources, the global population could continue to grow without the need to worry about resource scarcity. This could lead to overpopulation, which could put a strain on other resources, such as land and housing. Culture and society. Unlimited resources could also have a profound impact on human culture and society. Without the need to compete for resources, people may have more time to focus on personal and creative pursuits. This could lead to a more diverse and vibrant culture. Education and research. With unlimited resources, education and research could also flourish. Schools and universities could focus on developing new technologies and pursuing new areas of research without worrying about funding. This could lead to a more educated and innovative society. Social justice. Unlimited resources could also have implications for social justice. Without the need to compete for resources, people may be more willing to share resources and work towards a more equitable society. This could lead to greater social and economic equality. Loss of purpose. Finally, unlimited resources could also lead to a loss of purpose and direction for humanity. The struggle to survive and thrive in a world with limited resources has driven human progress for centuries. Without this struggle, it's unclear what would motivate people to pursue new goals and aspirations. Expanding on the concept of unlimited resources, it's important to note that such a scenario is highly unlikely in the real world. Our planet has finite resources, and while there may be ways to improve resource efficiency and develop sustainable practices, there will always be limits to what we can extract and consume. However, the concept of unlimited resources can still be useful in exploring new ways of thinking about resource allocation and distribution. It highlights the importance of finding new solutions to resource scarcity and working towards a more sustainable future. One potential avenue for achieving sustainable resource use is through the development of new technologies and practices. For example, renewable energy sources like solar and wind power can provide a virtually unlimited supply of energy, while sustainable agriculture and aquaculture practices can help ensure a steady supply of food and water. Another approach is to shift towards a more circular economy, where resources are reused and recycled instead of being discarded. This can help reduce waste and conserve resources, leading to a more sustainable future. On the other hand, in a world of unlimited resources, there may be a greater emphasis on collaboration and cooperation, as there would be no need to compete for resources. This could lead to a more peaceful and equitable world. Ultimately, the concept of unlimited resources is a thought experiment that allows us to consider new possibilities and explore different ways of thinking about resource use and distribution. While it may not be feasible in reality, it can still inspire us to work towards a more sustainable and equitable future. In conclusion, the idea of unlimited resources presents both opportunities and challenges for humanity. While it would solve many of the world's problems, it could also lead to new issues and challenges. It's unclear whether such a world is possible or desirable. but it's worth considering the implications of such a scenario for our future.